The committee in charge of the venues, infrastructure and equipment has advised that the initial venue for the sailing event in the Pacific Games has not met certain federation requirements. GOC CEO Peter Stewart explains more.
The venues were never decided upon until this last point. In the bid document, we didn't even have some of these venues in the bid document because they weren't available to us. But now we're in a position to see what's the best sports in the best venues, what's best for the athletes.
Okay, so have you already decided where the sailing event will take place?
So sailing was originally scheduled to be at Gabutu. Gabutu was a venue that the Venues Infrastructure and Equipment Committee have been building for long-term legacy for the 2015 Pacific Games. Our technical delegates have reviewed all of our venues, and on their review they've asked the Venues Infrastructure and Equipment Committee for a range of things to be made sure are in place to ensure that the venues can be international standard. In the case of Gabutu, the Venues Infrastructure and Equipment Committee have come back to the Games Organising Committee and advised that they will be unable to make it correct for what we require at Games time for international competition.
Right.
So we're now in a position where we need to look for another venue. But here in Papua New Guinea we have lots of options for a sailing venue.
Right. So you haven't yet chosen a venue?
Not at this point. We're in negotiations with a number of possible alternatives.
The Games Organising Committee is confident that given the wonderful sailing conditions in Port Moresby, an alternate venue will be available for the Games.
We don't have any concerns about the venues. Our concerns at this point are minor things about making sure that food is right, catering is right, transport is right, our volunteers are right. One of our biggest things is making sure all the teams give us all the names of their athletes in plenty of time so that we know how we can do draws and that for the various games.
Delhi Bagu, National EMTV Sports.